So the Los Angeles Dodgers, are they an all-star team already? Darren has them missing a play. uh, I don't know if that's a great call, but they've won the division now, what, 7 straight years? Something like that. So, but Darren, how are you doing tonight?
So let's recap. Darren has the Angels making the playoffs, but the Dodgers not making the playoffs. No, of course, I'm kidding. And
Right.
it's
And
comedy, folks.
yes, comedy. And don't take us too seriously in those comments. Be nice to us. We're, just having fun. But so we are here to talk about the Los Angeles Dodgers, the 2025 team here at 30 Parks in 30 Days. But before we do that, quick shout out from our sponsors at Nashville Tax Solutions.
Attention, Palm Bay and Fort Pierce. Are you struggling with tax issues? Whether you're behind on filings, dealing with a lien, or just need expert guidance, Nashville Tax Solutions is here to help. Their team knows the ins and outs of tax relief and is ready to fight for you. But don't just take my word for it. Listen to what some of the clients have to say. Don't just listen to what Mike has to say. Listen to those clients. Chris Bennett and his team saved me from a financial nightmare. They're knowledgeable, clear, and compassionate. So don't let tax troubles keep you up at night. Call 855-627-4829. Visit NashvilleTaxSolutions.com or email info@NashvilleTaxSolutions.com today. Nashville Tax Solutions, because tax problems deserve a real solution.
Thank you, Darren. And speaking of tax, I'll be doing mine on Thursday. Kind of put it off a little bit longer this year than usual. But one team that's going to have a lot of tax dollars to worry about in the foreseeable future, not so much in 2025 compared to other years, but is the Dodgers. They've signed almost everybody. This list of pickups, Darren, I'm going to go ahead and read it. So this may take a while. Blake Snell, Roki Sasaki, Teoscar Hernandez re-signed, Tanner Scott, Clayton Kershaw, Hee-Sung Kim, Kirby Yates, Michael Conforto, Blake Treinen, Kiki Hernandez re-signed, and Giovanni Gallegos, whatever. But so that's a lot of names, and there's a lot of names. They signed Blake Snell, they signed Sasaki, and they signed Kershaw. That's 3, right? And then we still know about some other talented pitchers on this team. So to make that much, they really put the emphasis on starting pitching. They just wanted to have someone out there every 5 days, and this is a team already with a strong bullpen. But so I'm going to start there, Darren. Looking at those acquisitions, if there's a name that jumps off at you, but for me, the bullpen. Even though we talk about the lineup, we talk about how awesome their rotation is. They have lights out, shutout bullpen that really put them over the top, in my opinion. Last year, they didn't get as much credit as they deserved. But so your thoughts on their bullpen and then their acquisition?
No, that's what they did. That was their Achilles heel. I mean, you think about it. They were almost eliminated before the Mets series.
Yep.
And what did they do? They just shored up where the weakness was a little bit in the bullpen. This is just a stacked team. This is just a stacked team. Could the Phillies get them? Yeah. Could the Mets, if they're healthy, get them? Absolutely. But you're going to have to work real hard and hope the Dodgers make a mistake. This team is tough. They got some great pitching, starting and in the bullpen. They're stacked.
Yeah, super stacked. Again, we talked about that. Subtractions, nothing really of substance there. Jack Flaherty went to the Tigers and Gavin Lux. Walker Buehler to the Red Sox. So they were even able to release a pitcher, some pitchers there, and still got better. So let's go ahead.
By the way, I think that real quick, that Walker Buehler going to the Red Sox really helps the Red Sox.
Yes, it really, really does. It was almost like they had so much talent, they had to let someone go. That wouldn't have been the one. Mm-hmm. That wouldn't have been the direction I went, but that's the direction that they went. So looking at this rotation, Blake Snell, Yamamoto, Tyler Glasnow, Roki Sasaki, and Dustin May. Mm-hmm. So that's stacked. I didn't mention Shohei Ohtani or Clayton Kershaw, who, of course, Kershaw is on the end of his run here, of course. But Kershaw is a guy who was the best pitcher in baseball for quite a few years. So when you have those 5 plus those other 2, I mean, obviously they're not going to go with the 7-man rotation. But do you think what's the solution there? I mean, are they banking on someone getting hurt because they can't possibly go with 7? So I'm assuming they'll go with a 6-man rotation.
I think they're gonna rest. I think that they're gonna rest, quote unquote, injury, miss a start. And then I think with Ohtani, you're not going to pitch him until you have to. And I think he comes in with some spot starts. Kershaw, I think, will get a bulk of the work. later in the year. And then I think he moves to long relief in the playoffs.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. I think I agree with that. You brought up a good point, though, that spot starts. So we're always, there's going to be double headers having to be played. And so there's going to be those days where instead of having to go to the minor leagues or the bullpen, having a bullpen start, because I believe even in the NLCS and the World Series, they had 1 or 2 bullpen games. So they don't have to do that this year if they, opt to go with Ohtani or Kershaw, or like you said, you may go to the bullpen. We'll see. I don't think they're going to stretch out. They're not going to push Kershaw. They just really wanted him to, remain with his team that he began with. I think that's more of that. But that lineup. So this opening day, of course, in the Tokyo series, they played the Chicago Cubs. They did not have Freddie Freeman or Mookie Betts, and it didn't slow them down at all. So this is a lineup here: Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Teoscar Hernandez, Max Muncy, Will Smith, Michael Conforto, Tommy Edman, and Andy. And I say that with Kiki Hernandez not mentioned. He did some damage in the Tokyo series. He's a guy that's just a pain in the butt. Like, if you're feeling good about a game and he's the guy coming up on deck to pinch hit, that's not good. He kind of reminds me of Justin Turner. He's just going to get a hit when it counts. So I feel like he'll get some time shared with Michael Conforto. I don't see Conforto in every day. I think he'll face lefties and or right. I think he'll play into that mix. You'll see Kiki in there a lot. But your thoughts on that lineup? Is that the best lineup in Major League Baseball?
Oh, I think 1 through 6. Yeah, I think the Achilles heel is 7, 8, 9, and the Achilles heel is not that much of an Achilles heel.
Right. It's a problem we all like to have, for sure.
It's exactly right. I mean, they're just a darn good team, and those players, Conforto, Edman, they're fundamentally sound. They're not the greatest players in the world, but they're not going to make the bonehead mistakes. They're not going to get too hot-headed. They're going to do the job that needs to get done. This is a stacked team. And
now they are. Now,
go ahead.
They had 98 wins last year, which blows my mind that a team as talented was at 98, which is a great number. This year, though, let me put it this way. If you see 113, I'm not going to be shocked. Like, that's how good this team can be. 113 wins. Every team's going to stumble and fumble here, but this is a team that's going to put a lot of winning streaks together. I see 3, 4, 7-game winning streaks in their future. So I'm going to go ahead and go first here. They will get my final playoff spot, of course. And yes, they're going to win the division. So to recap for me, it is the Mets, the Cubs, the Pirates, the Padres, the Phillies, and the Dodgers, leaving out the Atlanta Braves and the Milwaukee Brewers. Call me crazy, but that's what I'm going to go with. So, Darren, obviously, your thoughts on Dodgers' playoff team, and are they division winners for you?
They are the division winner. I will make the prediction right now. They will get popped in the playoffs. They will not return to the World Series. Somebody gets them this year. Don't know who, but somebody gets them. But I just want to say real quick, because we have to go, because we talk about a lot of things at the ballpark, right? A Dodger dog is not underrated. It is, not overrated at all. It is underrated. A Dodger dog is absolutely delicious.
Yes.
It needs to be eaten at the stadium. It's delicious.
It's delicious, and it doesn't matter if the bun is bigger or smaller than the dog. It's just good either way. So,
yep.
But thank you guys for joining us on this episode of 30 Parks in 30 Days. We are at the final home stretch of the series. Just got one more team to go. So make sure you continue to watch along all the way up until Thursday on opening day. Until next time, we'll see you around the ballpark.